Good evening. This is TYDK Nightly News from Things You Don't Know. And before we begin, a clear note for our listeners. This is a fictional broadcast presented as entertainment. We figure Fox News gets away with being licensed as entertainment, so we can do that too. And we will style this in the format of a newscast. It's not real reporting, and it should not be taken as such.
For TYDK Nightly News, I'm Chandler Foster. And Dr. Weaver, I have to admit, when I first heard this story, I thought it was going to be short, annoying, and pointless. But I was deeply wrong.
Tonight's report concerns one of the more elegant claims in behavioral biology: why Bangorian fruit flies migrate in figure eight patterns and why that matters. Tonight, we'll do three things. First, we will explain what Bangorian fruit flies are and what makes them unusual. We will also break down why their migration forms a repeating figure eight, and we will consider what this tells us about navigation, memory, and collective intelligence. We'll begin with the organism itself.
Well, the first question for the record, Dr. Weaver, is these are not your everyday kitchen fruit flies, are they?
No, correct. You're right. In tonight's fictional report, Bangorian fruit flies are a distinct species native to the Bangor archipelago, isolated islands defined by extreme seasonal swings in wind, humidity, and fruiting cycles. They evolve under conditions where food appears briefly, disappears completely, and then reappears in different locations year after year.
So, ecological chaos happens.
You are right. And chaos is where unusual behavior tends to be selected for. Unlike most fruit flies, these migrate not as scattered individuals, but in coordinated movements between islands during seasonal transitions.
Which is very ambitious feeling for insects.
Yeah. We'll continue in a moment. First, we have a message from our sponsor.
Jelly Ball Spitting Spider. The newest craze. Place your order now and watch the smile spread across your loved one's face. The stains on carpet, furniture, and walls should fade within 2 years. Your child will be thrilled and filled as this cute toy rolls around and, on voice command or direct button command from your child, deposits special jelly roll treats with interchangeable flavors. Rush your order for $50 and a small shipping charge today before the FDA takes it off the market.
Now, back to our report. This is the central mystery. When tracked over time, their migration routes do not form straight lines, circles, or random dispersals. They form a repeating figure eight.
And this is not metaphorically, but literally, Dr. Weaver.
Yes, two looping paths that intersect at a central crossing point. For years, researchers in our story assumed wind is responsible, an environmental explanation that requires no deeper mechanism.
That's right, Dr. Weaver, and it's the usual old answer. The wind did it.
Yeah, but when wind variables are removed in controlled environments, the flies still trace the same geometry, which brings us to the next question. How does an animal with a brain the size of dust do anything like this?
Well, Dr. Weaver, how exactly does a creature with almost no brain matter pull off this repeated route?
By not navigating the way we do. Bangorian fruit flies do not orient by destination, they orient by process. The figure 8 allows repeated sampling of two resource zones while maintaining a stable return point, the crossover.
So, what you're reporting here, Dr. Weaver, is that the intersection is the anchor.
Yes, the crossing point functions like a reset. If conditions change in one loop, the fly doesn't abandon the system, it shifts emphasis. Historically, this challenges the assumption that migration requires long-term planning. Instead, something narrower is suggested. And in some ways, it's more impressive. Pattern fidelity. The figure 8 pattern is, in a practical sense, self-correcting.
That would mean that if a fly gets pushed off course in one loop by, I don't know, weather, predators, exhaustion, then the geometry naturally brings it right back towards the center.
Straight line migration magnifies small errors. A figure 8 absorbs them.
Yeah, so the pattern forgives mistakes.
And in unstable environment, a system that forgives mistakes is a system that survives. We'll return after this brief commercial message.
I am Grant Grisley with Exotic Poisonous Foods, and I have exciting news for you. Recent farming efforts to preserve the highly toxic endangered platypus have led to the discovery of an unprecedented flavor sensation. That's right, platypus fillets. This rediscovered ancient flavor explosion is a party for your mouth. The flavor is tangy with fish highlights and is like nothing you have ever experienced. If you don't mind turning green for a month, it could become your new favorite meal if it doesn't poison you. Supplies are limited, so place your order immediately.
Our legal department would like to remind the audience this is a fictional sponsor message within a fictional broadcast.
And now, collective behavior.
Do individual flies know that they're making a figure 8, Dr. Weaver?
No, they don't, Chandler. And this is the point. The pattern emerges from local rules. Follow scent gradients, maintain spacing, return to the crossing point after a threshold of time.
They have no leader, no overview, not even a master plan.
Yet, the group behavior produces a stable, efficient migration system. This is what scientists have called emergent intelligence.
Which, quite frankly, is very unsettling. It suggests that you can get smart outcomes without anyone being smart in the way we mean it. That
Yeah.
is kind of scary if you think about it.
Yes, sir, it is.
So, why not circles? Why not spirals?
Well, circles trap populations, spirals drift, lines break. The figure 8 balances exploration and return. One loop favors exploitation, harvesting known resources. The other favors exploration, testing new or recovering zones.
So that shape itself encodes strategy.
Yes, yes. Not a written strategy, a behavioral one. One of the more important findings in this story is that Bangorian fruit flies do not, quote, remember locations, at least not in the way we imagine memory.
Well, then, what exactly are they remembering, Dr. Weaver?
It's timing and motion, Chandler. They remember when to turn, not where they are.
Absolutely, and that's a genuinely strange idea.
You know, it suggests memory does not always store information. Sometimes it stores rhythm. Now, final implications in just a moment here. as we take our last commercial break.
This is Ralph Rocket for Robo AYC. We are proud to announce that you can now take advantage of the amazing advances in robotics that, up to now, have only been available to big businesses. Robo AYC is a robotic system that not only delivers groceries, supplies, or other products to your door, but will unpack and put them away for you. Fast, clean, comfortable, and confidential service is now available to you. This is the perfect solution for busy people or those with mobility challenges. Available slots are filling up fast, so order today. Membership starts at $69.99. Order now and find out how clever robots can be at stealing.
Now let's get to why any of this matters.
Let's get to it, Dr. Weaver. So, why should anyone outside of entomology care about any of this?
Well, because these principles map onto robotics, traffic flow, network resilience, and even human routines, systems trying to balance risk and return. Figure 8 behaviors appear in supply chain, social movement, and repeated patterns of conflict and commerce, often without anyone naming the pattern.
And Dr. Weaver, we just don't notice it because we assume that repetition means lack of thought, and that is simply just not true.
Right. And this story argues the opposite. Intelligence doesn't require awareness, only structure.
So, what's the number one takeaway from this, Dr. Weaver?
Well, Chandler, I think that it's survival favors systems that can fail without collapsing. The figure 8 is a refusal to commit fully to one path.
Oh, so it's basically adaptability baked into movement.
Studying Bangorian fruit flies within the world of this fictional report forces a rethink of what planning, memory, and intelligence actually are. Sometimes the smartest systems don't know where they're going. They just know how to keep crossing the center. And that makes all the difference. For Chandler Foster, I'm Dr. William Weaver. This has been TYDK National News, a fictional broadcast presented as entertainment. And that's the way it is on this program.